Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to my video. I want to talk about my experience on I think it was the second night of the protest. All right, so I, me and my girlfriend decided to go down, and we took the metro. I parked at the mall, took the metro there, and I would say as soon as we got off the metro and we made a right around the corner. If you haven't seen the video I posted, that's when we first got to the protest, one of the protest areas. So go back and look at my videos and see I think it's about 2 minutes that I posted up there. So when we got there, it was about 7 o'clock when we got there. And I would say it wasn't even a minute. Soon as we got to that section, all of a sudden we heard boom and smoke, and I didn't know what the hell that was. And I just started seeing people rushing to us because we was in the back, on our way to the front, and just people started just running to us. So I'm thinking, oh, what are they shooting? I mean, what's going on? Somebody blew something up. So then, not even a minute later, another one. Boom! More people started running back, and you started seeing smoke. So I'm thinking, at this time, okay, they doing smoke bombs. And so that's when I started filming. So it was 2 smoke bombs, and then I started filming. And I think in that video you hear the it's the third one. So it was another one after a few minutes of me filming. You hear that. So they did it again. They did it at least 3 times. So when the crowd came rushing back to us, I would say maybe 5 minutes, you see news cameras out there. We walked up to where all the ruckus was. And you see a barricade. You see police lined up with their riot gear on, blocking the street. I'm not sure why they blocking that particular street, because that's just, one of the main streets going down that section. I don't know why they're blocking that off. I would say we was there for like 30 minutes. And I heard someone say, to the White House. So the White House is like about a block up, because when we came and turned that corner, if we would have went right, that's where the White House is. But we went left. So that's where the protest was, one of the protests, I should say, areas. And get close to the lawn area, or on the lawn area, and you see this building. This building, it was, I didn't know what at the time what this building was, but it looked like some type of monument or something. It's a white building. Well, it was white, and I'm gonna post a picture up right now, and you can see there's spray paint all over it. People on top of it, and I'll tell you what that building was later on in the story. So walk around, we get to where I guess this is like the main protest, because this is in front of the White House, or maybe behind it. I think it's behind the White House. Yeah. So we get right there, and it's maybe, I would say, 600 people out there, if not more. And they had people passing out water bottles. They had people passing out milk, for the mace getting your eyes, and they had medical supplies. So they were prepared out there. So it was all prepared out there. And you see they had the little barricade up, and it's a line of police all lined up together, kind of close, and with their riot gear on. And they were maybe, I would say, maybe 50 or 100 steps away from us. And then we started doing, for a while everybody was just standing around, and there was a news lady that was interviewing people in the crowd. And I would have went live, but I'm not monetized, so I'm not able to go on live on YouTube, because I would have been on live letting y'all know what's going on, with everything. So once I get monetized, I'm gonna start doing some live streaming about different things. So right now, YouTube is not giving me the green light on being monetized right now. So So as it started getting dark, maybe around 8:30 or something, we all doing our little peaceful protest. It's a peaceful protest right here. That's why I was hesitant to go down there at first because with my girlfriend, because I didn't want to, because I remember seeing a lot of chaos at other protests, and I didn't want to be, worried about her. So I said, well, they do peaceful protests in front of the White House, so we're gonna go down this way, But so people do their peaceful protests, and every once in a while you see somebody throw a water bottle at the police. So, and you hear other people like, stop doing bottles. We doing peaceful protests. Stop doing bottles. Stop trying to provoke them. Ain't nobody listening. The people that's throwing the bottles, I couldn't tell who they were because they were in the back. We were maybe like the third row in the crowd from the gate. And they started, I think one time, they're throwing water bottles every once in a while. Then one time, I think it might have hit a police officer because they had the big spotlights in front of us, so you really couldn't see them. That was, that's tactical. So they really couldn't see them or how they react. But I think, a lot of water bottles hit them. They didn't get their shield up quick enough. And all of a sudden, you see people moving back. And I think they were coming forward to us. So people were moving back, and people saying stand still. We stand our ground, and we doing our, George Floyd. We doing our hands up, don't shoot. And every once in a while, you hear, tat 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 tat, and I'm thinking that's rubber bullets. So they shooting rubber bullets. So I'm thinking whoever the people that's throwing these water bottles, if I find out who they are, and I'm looking around, trying to see if I can see anybody. Because if I start getting hit with rubber bullets, I'm beating that, whatever. And, they every once in a while, they'll do the mace or the gas, but it wasn't really no boom, on this side. So you had like people in the middle doing their chant. You had people on the right, people on the left. And, they had the little smoke bombs out there or the mace. Every once in a while, you can, you probably started to cough because of the gas, but it didn't burn my eyes like I thought it would. But you see the gas coming, but I guess it was, the wind was blowing it, so it really didn't affect too many people. And at one particular time, I heard this white lady say, "All white people to the front! All white people to the front! Protect the black people! Protect the black people!" And I was like, whoa. I was shocked at that. So, and you hear people, excuse me, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me. And they getting in the front and being in the front line, and they having their hands up, and we behind them. And I was like, whoa, this is a moment right here, So, after a while, they were still doing water bottles every once in a while, and people still trying to get them to stop doing water bottles, but they'll throw a water bottle and then they'll run. Like they're trying to provoke them and run, like little kids trying to, provoke an animal to chase them or something. It was crazy. So, everything died down, and my girl, she was saying that she had to use the bathroom. So it was about 9:30, and I said, okay, we'll leave in a few minutes. So we left about 9:40. We walking down the street. At this time, I think they did another smoke bomb, but it wasn't a boom. And I think the police were coming closer to the barricade or the barrier. And at one time, somebody knocked over the gate. And why did they do that? They knocked over the gate, and all of a sudden you see the police move forward, and everybody backing up like, okay, they about to, and some people like, don't move, don't back up, don't run from them, and they just came back to put the gate back up, and so we started leaving, we walking, going back to the metro how we came there. So we walking, going to the metro stop. As we walking, we seeing spray paint on buildings you know, the glass windows, and people boarding up, you know, like they're doing construction. You got people outside, you know, measuring and cutting wood and putting them up on Starbucks, you know, and the Saks store. And we get to the metro that we came in, and it's closed. But when we were out there, we were told that it was a curfew at 11 o'clock. So why did they close this metro stop at 9 o'clock? Which we heard that that's where they closed it. So we went down. We had to find another way to get out. So we went down to another metro stop. As we walk in in this little, you know, go down the street. And every once in a while you'll see cars somewhere, because they had mostly a lot of streets blocked off. So you see cars, you see maybe some cabs and stuff like that. Cars go across the street, get to another metro stop, and that one closed. So this is when we found out that all the metro just closed down at 9 o'clock. So I'm thinking, okay, if the curfew is at 11, why are they closing it down at 9 o'clock? And are they trying to have people stuck? If you wanted people to leave, you should have a means for them to leave. If you wanted the crowd to leave and go home at 11 o'clock, you shouldn't close it at 9. You know, so I'm thinking they trying to trap us in here. So, and I rarely see any cars, but I did see a cab. But I said, well, let me try a Lyft. And I, at this time, it's probably about 10 o'clock. So I looked at the Lyft, you know, and it said it's going to be a 30-minute wait. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to hit it anyway. 30 minutes. Oh, man. So we sitting there. You know, she's still saying she got to use the bathroom. And I'm like, ain't no stores around, so you just got to hold it. Unless you want to go in an alley or something. And I don't want to do that with all these cops around. So we waited for a minute, and then the bus is not even running. So we walked up where we saw the cabs and a lot of cars in that intersection type of area. So we go walk up there, which was like maybe 2 blocks from where the metro stop was. And we get up there. You know, there was one police car blocking off street and another one blocking off another street right across from them. And I'm trying to, you know, see if I can get a cab. And it's no cars coming, so I didn't figure I gotta call one. So I'm calling one, and I'm like it's a Lyft or Uber. I'm on the corner, and I'm like, yeah, I'm on the corner of such and such. I need a cab, and they like, we need a physical address. So call us back when you get a physical address. I'm like, oh man. I'm looking at the clock. It's, you know, it's getting close to 11 o'clock. So I go down, look at the building, and see where I am to get an address. So I called them. And I get on the phone and I tell them, you know, my home address and where I am. I told them the address where I am with my home address. So I'm a bit, you know, they didn't speak English, not their first language, I should say. And they wanted me to spell out my street. So as I'm spelling out the street, you know, I'm telling them, you know, and he's like, saying it wrong back to me. I'm like, no, E, not E as in Edward, and B as in boy, and all this other stuff, right? So then, after I get on the phone with him, then this lady get on the phone. I guess he couldn't understand what I was saying. I don't know why. So as the lady get on the phone, and I'm giving her the address, and it seemed like there might be a private business. They might have been there, somebody's house or something. I don't know. It just seemed like that from the situation. So she get on the phone, and I'm giving her the address. As I giving her the address, 6 or 7 police cars come balling down the street, and SWAT team, all in that area right there. They stop and set up shop right there. And I'm like, what is going on the phone? I'm like, I think we picked the wrong spot to be in. We should have stayed by the metro down there, because there wasn't nobody down there. So I'm a bit trying to give her the address, and I'm telling my girl, like, dang, we picked the wrong spot. And she over there taking pictures and videos of what's going on. She ain't even listening to me, you know. I'm like, okay, she ain't even listening. I'm gonna get back on this phone. Yeah, my address is blah blah blah, blah blah blah. And they gonna tell me, after a couple of times giving it to her, my address, they were like, okay, we're gonna have a cab there soon. Okay. So something told me that they not coming. Especially what's going on downtown, right where we are. They probably ain't coming. But I did see a cab earlier right there, which we should have took. But we were thinking that the metro was open. So hang up the phone with them, and I'm up there like, oh man, I'm getting nervous because it's like almost 10:30 right at this time, and no telling how long it's gonna take them to come. So about a minute or two later, I see on my phone that the lift that I hit earlier says 15 minutes. The driver's gonna be in 15 minutes from the spot I was at. So we gotta go 2 more blocks back down to where we were by the metro. So waiting for them, I'm like, you know how you can see where they driving to, where they coming, like, come on, and like, and all of a sudden she stops, and she stops moving. I'm like, okay, she's not at a light because she's been at this spot for 3 minutes, and I'm like, what's going on? Maybe it's blocked off or something. Maybe people asking her where she going, or maybe that's the case was. But I said, well, let me text her, and see what's going on. So I tell her, I like, well, you can come down 13th Street because this is not blocked off. And she was saying that she's at such and such a street. I'm on blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. Then she said, I'm right in front of the Trump Hotel. I'm like, why the world are you going to go to the Trump Hotel and sit there? Talking about she can't go any further. And I'm like, she could have went further, but I'm thinking she might have been nervous driving around down there. That's what I think. So she was like, I'm going to sit here. Y'all want to walk to me, y'all can. I'm like, well, we ain't got no other choice. So we walking, but and it's like 15 minutes. It's like getting close to 11 o'clock. Walking down. We see more people boarding up stuff. More people, more stuff spray painted on different. And I'm like, man, walking, trying to use the map. Get to her at 10:50. I was like, woo, I was getting nervous. I was like, I ain't want to be out here stuck and get locked up for just being outside. You know what I mean? If I won't get locked up, it's going to be for, a real reason. So I was nervous the whole time. I'm like, okay. I'm like, we're going to get locked up. We're going to get locked up. It's all right. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay. We get in the car. And, she's talking to us and everything, driving. Get home. I forgot that I parked at the mall and took the metro. I was so eager to just get home and get out of that area and that situation. So I tried to call another Uber or a Lyft or a cab, and ain't nobody out. This is like 11:30 by the time we got home. It's like about 11:15 or 11:20. Now I'm in the DMV. The DMV is D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. I'm 15 minutes away from the White House in Virginia. I live in Virginia. And I'm 20 minutes or 24 minutes away from Maryland. And I'm just 8 minutes away from DC, period. So it was nothing going on. Like maybe they all were protesting. There was no lifts in the area, no cabs. And this is 11 o'clock. But this is a Sunday. So maybe they stopped early because it's Sunday. And I didn't think about that. So I had to wait till the morning to get a lift to go get my car, and that was about $20 to pay to park for my car being there all night, which if I got there, it probably would have been just $8. All right. So that's my night when I went protesting for the first time down in DC, and they having more protests this week, but the curfews are 7 o'clock, and I have a job, so I get off. I'm working from home though, so I get off at a certain time, and by the time I get down there, the curfew's gonna be over. I mean, the curfew's gonna be on, and I ain't trying to be out there on the curfew. So I'm gonna wait till maybe the weekend and go out there where I can have more time to protest. All right, y'all. Make sure y'all comment below. Let me know y'all thoughts. Let me know if you in the DMV area or if you doing any protesting. Just let me know in the comment section. Let me know where you are and, you know, what area you're in, what state you're in protesting. And make sure you subscribe, like, and share. All right, I'm Chris Magma. I'll see y'all in the next video.